Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, how is it possible that I'm making more money than ever, but I still feel broke? Maybe you've hit a new salary milestone, gotten the promotion, or finally landed that job you worked so hard for. But somehow, at the end of every month, the numbers just don't add up. The money comes in and then, almost like magic, it disappears. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, you're part of a growing group of people across the US and Europe who are quietly asking the same question. Why does it feel like I'm always running in place no matter how much I earn? Today, we're going to break down the real reasons why so many people with good salaries still feel broke in 2026. We'll look at the hidden forces that drain your bank account, the psychology that keeps you spending, and most importantly, how you can finally break free from the cycle. The modern money paradox. Let's start with a story. Meet Emily. She's 34, lives in Chicago, and works as a project manager. 5 years ago, Emily was making $55,000 a year. She rented a modest apartment, drove an old Honda, and spent weekends with friends at local coffee shops. Back then, she dreamed of the day she'd make six figures. Once I hit $100,000, she thought, I'll finally feel secure. Fast forward to 2026, Emily now earns $110,000 a year. She upgraded to a nicer apartment in a trendy neighborhood, replaced her Honda with a new SUV, and started enjoying more dinners out, weekend getaways, and the occasional designer bag. But here's the twist. Despite her higher salary, Emily still feels like she's barely keeping up. Her savings haven't grown much, she's carrying a balance on her credit card, and every month she wonders where all the money went. Emily's story isn't unique. In fact, it's the story of millions of people across the US and Europe. The numbers might change, but the pattern is the same. As income rises, so do expenses and expectations. The hidden forces draining your bank account. So what's really going on here? Why do so many people with good salaries still feel broke? The answer isn't just about math. It's about psychology, culture, and a system that's quietly designed to keep you spending. 1. Lifestyle inflation. The first culprit is lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, your spending grows right along with it. You move to a nicer apartment, upgrade your car, buy better clothes, and treat yourself more often. Each upgrade feels justified. You've earned it, after all. But over time, these small changes add up to a much bigger problem. Your expenses rise to match your income, leaving little room for savings or investment. 2. The subscription trap. In 2026, it's easier than ever to sign up for just $9.99 a month. Streaming services, fitness apps, meal kits, cloud storage, digital magazines, the list goes on. Each subscription feels harmless, but together they quietly drain hundreds from your account every month. And because they're automatic, you barely notice. 3. The debt illusion. Credit cards, buy now, pay later, and easy financing make it simple to buy now and worry later. But the reality is, debt payments eat away at your income, leaving you with less flexibility and more stress. In 2026, average consumer debt is at an all-time high, and many people are paying hundreds or even thousands each month just to service their loans. 4. Social pressure and comparison. Social media has turned spending into a spectator sport. You see friends posting about new cars, vacations, home renovations, and luxury purchases. Even if you know it's just a highlight reel, it's hard not to feel like you're falling behind. This pressure to keep up leads to more spending, even if it doesn't actually make you happier. The psychology of feeling broke. But it's not just about what you spend, it's about how you feel. Hedonic adaptation. Humans are wired to adapt quickly to new circumstances. That first paycheck at your new job feels amazing. The new apartment is exciting. But soon, these things become normal. The thrill fades, and you start looking for the next upgrade. This is called hedonic adaptation, and it's why enough never really feels like enough. The illusion of progress. When your salary goes up, it feels like you're moving forward. But if your expenses rise just as fast, you're actually standing still. The illusion of progress keeps you working harder but never feeling secure. The I deserve it mindset. After years of hard work, it feels only fair to reward yourself. But when every reward becomes a new baseline, you end up running faster just to stay in the same place. The real cost, by the numbers. Let's break it down with some simple math. Suppose you get a $10,000 raise. If you immediately upgrade your apartment, car, and lifestyle, that money disappears. Your savings rate stays the same, or even drops. Over 10 years, that's $100,000 you could have saved or invested. Now imagine if you kept your expenses the same and saved or invested that extra $10,000 each year. With even modest investment returns, that could grow to over $150,000 in a decade. That's the difference between financial stress and financial security. But most people never see this money. It's quietly absorbed by small upgrades, nicer dinners, new gadgets, more expensive vacations. The result? You work harder, but you don't actually get ahead. Part 5. How to break the cycle. So how do you escape the trap? Step 1. Awareness. The first step is to recognize the pattern. Track your spending for a month. Where is your money actually going? What surprised you? Most people underestimate how much they spend on little things: coffee runs, takeout, subscriptions, or impulse buys. Step 2. Define enough. Take some time to figure out what enough looks like for you. Is it a certain amount in savings, the ability to take a vacation each year, more time with family? Write it down. When you know what you're aiming for, it's easier to stop moving the goalposts. Step 3. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to savings or investments every time you get a raise or bonus. This way, you're building wealth in the background without having to rely on willpower. Step 4. Focus on experiences, not things. Research shows that spending on experiences like travel, learning, or time with loved ones brings lasting happiness than buying more stuff. Next time you're tempted to upgrade, consider investing in a memory instead. Real-life examples. Let's look at a few real stories. Story 1. Sophie, a teacher in Paris, used to upgrade her wardrobe every season. After realizing she was spending thousands a year on clothes she barely wore, she set a rule: no new clothes unless she donated something first. She now saves over €200 a month and feels less stressed about keeping up with trends. Story 2. Mike, an engineer in Chicago, got a big promotion and almost bought a new SUV. Instead, he kept his old car and started investing the difference. 5 years later, he has a 6-figure investment account and says he feels richer than ever without ever upgrading his ride. Story 3. Anna and Luca, a couple in Milan, decided to downsize their apartment and use the savings to travel more. They say their life feels bigger now, even though their home is smaller. The mindset shift. Escaping the trap of feeling broke isn't about deprivation. It's about clarity. It's about realizing that money is a tool, not a scorecard. It's about using your resources to build the life you actually want, not the one you think you're supposed to have. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It takes self-awareness, courage, and sometimes a willingness to go against the crowd. But once you make it, everything changes. You start to feel more in control, more content, and more free. So the next time you feel the urge to upgrade, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this really for me, or am I just chasing more for the sake of it? Remember, real wealth isn't about having the most. It's about needing less and enjoying more. If you found this perspective helpful, consider subscribing for more calm, honest conversations about money, mindset, and building a life that's truly rich, on your own terms. Thank you for watching.